Howdy doody folks, that's me back again. It's a cold one today, but it's quite pleasant looking. I'm sure you'll all agree. It's the 2nd of December today. That's right. Christmas approacheth, and approacheth fast it does. Best get that Christmas dinner sorted out, folks, before it's too late, because it creeps up on you. What does Mr. Stephen have for his Christmas dinner? Well, folks, I'm glad you have asked the question, because my Christmas dinners are a thing of legend. Anywhere I've lived in my life, once I've left there, people always talk about the legacy I've left in terms of my Christmas dinners. And I'll tell you a wee bit about what I do, just so you know, because it's all about the sharing of information and good facts, folks. That's what it's all about. So turkey, you've got to get your turkey sorted out, folks. Now, you don't need to buy a whole big bird, not unless you're feeding a very large group of people. Most people these days will settle on a lovely crown of a turkey, and that's what I'll be doing. So cook that up as per the instructions that you get with your turkey. And then what I like to do is chop that up into wee tiny bits and make it into a bit of a big long roll, and then I wrap that up in a bit of puff pastry. Stick that in the oven and let it go all lovely and puffy and crispy. I'm excited just thinking about it, folks. And then you'll have a lovely pastry encrusted bit of turkey here, folks. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's the way Mr. Stephen's crispy Christmas dinners should be. We can't forget about the ham, folks. Ham, lovely ham. We all love a bit of ham here. The pig has to be my favourite bird. The pig has to be my favourite animal, folks. I could eat just about every part of the pig, and I probably have done so. You cook that bit of ham for about 90 minutes, folks. Now I like to boil it. I like to boil it up. You know, a few onions and carrots, bay leaf even in there, a few peppercorns. Bob's your uncle. Turns out lovely, so it does. Although you can stick that in the oven or in your precious slow cooker that you like so much. I'm not a big fan myself, but that'll come out of there lovely, folks. And you shred that apart, and then what you do is you roll that into a big log, and you wrap that in a lovely bit of puff pastry, and you stick that in the oven till it all puffs up, becomes nice and crispy. But what about the vegetarians? I hear you ask. Well, veggies, I'm not leaving you out, don't you worry a thing about that. Much as I love the eating of meat, I'm a big fan of the vegetarian options available to me in this modern day and age. It's a thing of beauty, and I've got no problems trying all the various plant-based things that are out there on the market these days. But it is Christmas, so for vegetarians, you'll probably be focusing on something like a lovely bit of nut roast. You stick that in the oven, folks. Cook that as per the package instructions, and then you get out there, dismantle it a wee bit, and roll it out into a lovely big log shape, and then you wrap that in a lovely bit of puff pastry. You stick that in the oven till it all puffs up and becomes nice and crispy, and then you serve that up to your guests. But Mr. Stephen, there seems to be a common thread going on here with all this puff pastry. We have never heard of such a thing. That's because I do things a wee bit differently, folks. I like to do things a bit differently in the kitchen, push the boundaries of modern cooking techniques. That's what I like to do. And any time I've had guests over for a Christmas dinner, they all say, well, we're going to tell all our friends about this. This is amazing what you've cooked up here, Mr. Stephen. But I don't know why, folks. It has failed to catch on in the way that I wanted it to. I am addicted to crispy foodstuffs, and I can't really help it, folks. Obviously, crisps are part of that. I love a bag of crisps. And during Christmas dinner, just in case some of that puff pastry has lost its crispy edges, or whether there are certain guests at the table for whom the crispiness of the puff pastry encrusted meats is not enough crispiness, then I will put out various bowls of crisps, mostly of the turkey and stuffing flavour that you do get during the festive season at your local supermarkets. I'll put a few bowls of those out just to keep everyone happy, make sure everyone's got enough crispiness going on. So there you have it, folks. There's Mr. Stephen's crispy Christmas dinners. But I suppose I haven't really spoken to you much about the stuffing and all the other wee bits and pieces that you have. Basically, your roast vegetables, roast those up till they're nice and crispy. There's no need to wrap those up in the pastry. And also the stuffing balls, get those all nice and crispy too. And roast potatoes, most of all, folks, most of all. Roast the bejesus out of those bad boys. Get those all nice and crispy. I can recommend a lovely bit of goose fat for that. It's a tried and tested formula which works a treat, folks. And then the gravy, obviously you put a bit of hard work into getting that good gravy, and there's no need to wrap that up in pastry. And I think if you tried, you would come across a few difficulties and challenges there ahead of you. So I wouldn't bother with that. Just serve that nice and wet out of the wee gravy boat that you have there in your house. That's Mr. Stephen's crispy Christmas dinners. I hope you'll be trying it this year. If you do try it, drop me a line, let me know how it went, sure. Bye-bye.